This seemed like a good place to put this. Any forthcoming explanations would be very welcome. Me and a few buddies of mine live in Tennessee, close to the path of totality for this latest eclipse. A very rare lifetime event and whatnot. We decided to go to a fishing hole we knew about, out in the backwater, and watch the eclipse from there. It was a long drive out, and if you've ever been in the back roads of the South, you know there was nothing around but farms, trees, and the odd gas station near us. Hundreds of people swarmed Tennessee, just to get that perfect view of the eclipse. But, as popular as it was, there were no out-of-towners in sight of the fishing hole. It might be important to note that the fishing hole hosts a small Trail of Tears memorial, with the trail just brushing the land we walked on. We passed the stone monument on our way down to the hole. It mentioned with sober brevity the removal of the Cherokee from their native land, and the tragedies that occurred in its wake. Thousands dying, or having their loved ones die, besides the fact that they lost their home their people had lived on for millennia. At the time we glanced at it, each of us paid our private respects, and moved on to fishing and eclipses. Thinking what I do now, I wish maybe we had done more, but really, who else would have? The time passed like any other day out fishing. We tangled some lines, snagged a few logs, caught nothing, and were generally having a good time. Towards the afternoon, the dark shape of the moon started to encroach upon the sun. We sat back and enjoyed the view for a bit. We hardly noticed it until it had happened. The woods went quiet. Birds, flies, fish, not even the cicadas. Can't get them to shut up for anything in the summer, day or night. Even they had quieted. It was like the sound around us had been suffocated. That's the best way I think I can describe it. We knew a lot of freaky stuff went down during an eclipse. It was unsettling, but to be honest, it was also very exciting. We were getting the full show. Eventually, we too quieted. I guess the feeling was mutual. The moon crept over the sun's face. The world got darker around us. Colder. Colors and weird shadows split across the ground, like an artist's palette. It was truly breathtaking. I was switching between my light-resistant glasses and the landscape around me. Sun, woods, sun, woods. Finally, the moon was full, and only the sun's halo shone behind it. I removed my glasses to see it better. Then they were there. They were like reflections and shadows. It's hard to explain. Projected around us. Standing all around us. Dark, humanoid shapes. There was no sound. No movement. With the glasses on, you would have never even known they were there. There were hundreds of them. In the woods. Behind the trees. At the shoreline. In the water. On top of the water. Like silhouettes. Only round. Palpable. Real. I can almost swear I could tell which were men and which were women. If that's what they even were. When the reality set in, I screamed and fell out of my chair. My friends ripped their glasses off and shot up out of their chairs as well. We were surrounded. The closest one to us was less than a yard away. Nobody said a word. My scream seemed to echo throughout the woods, between the still figures. Silently, we all stood up and grouped together, back to back. They still hadn't moved, made a sound, made any sign that they were even alive. We all started moving towards the truck, all huddled together. One of my friends had drawn out his hunting knife, which felt about as useful as a stick. And suddenly, just as quickly as they had arrived, they all vanished. The moon moved off of the sun, and the figures faded, like mist in the morning, right before our eyes. The whole ordeal had lasted less than 3 minutes. We got out of there as fast as we could. I think it's safe to say that'll never happen to me again. Still, I'm curious. Did any of you out there experience something strange or unusual during the eclipse?